All right, welcome back, everyone, to Lakers Latest. I hope you guys have had a good week. Weekend and good Monday, as good as a Monday can be. Um, Thankfully, the weather is, I think, finally opening up a little bit in LA. I'm seeing a little bit sun in the skies today, but again, it's supposed to rain a little bit later today, and I know it's also supposed to rain Thursday and Friday. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Definitely not something you're used to in LA all the time, at least. And to be completely frank, I'm getting a little sick. It's a couple days here and there. It's nice, almost nice sometimes. Maybe if you have plants and stuff, but it's been like 5 days at this point. Like, all right, we've had enough of it. Get the rain out of here. But yeah, hopefully everyone had a good Monday. As always, coming from Studio City, California, where it's about 68 and sunny right now. We'll see if that lasts. And yeah, we got a week ahead. The holidays are here soon. Thanksgiving's next week. Crazy. Christmas will be here before you know it. So a lot of stuff going on. But let's start with the biggest news of the day, which is LeBron James is now questionable to return for the Jazz tonight. So I said in my last video, I don't really know what the timeline is. Maybe we're looking at early December, late November. They've been pretty mum on it. They haven't been like, oh, LeBron's going to return next week in this rehab process, or after he gets a full couple weeks of 5-on-5 practice in, he's gonna be ready to go. They hadn't really heard anything about it. Obviously, he's been out almost a month now since the beginning of the season, but there hadn't been especially even after he got moved to the G League to South Bay, it hadn't been like, oh, he's gonna be here for 3-4 days and then he's gonna go up, have one practice with the Lakers, and he'll be good to go. Again, he might not play tonight, but the fact that he's even questionable means he should hopefully definitely be playing next game. And again, that is just not, they've been very quiet on kind of him as a whole and when he would potentially return. And it's just surprising. I did not. Again, I looked at maybe next week. Next week was kind of the target date for me. Where okay, maybe if all works well, he comes back next week. But then the fact that he's questionable tonight is crazy. Now again, very quiet on this, and that's probably an intentional thing on the Lakers end that they want to be quiet on this. They wanted it to probably kind of be a question of when he's going to come back. Don't want to definitively say he's going to come back then, and then what if there's a setback? He's probably been doing better these past few weeks than they said. But now, obviously, if he doesn't come back tonight, I would imagine he almost certainly comes back next game, and it's going to be very interesting to see kind of how he's handled, and I'll get to that in the next bullet. But obviously, you have arguably the greatest player of all time coming back. He's 41, he's 42. He's done things you've never seen before. His body heals at a crazy rate. So the question is going to be, how healthy is he? Is he 100% healthy now because he took this extra time to heal, or is it there's still going to be something lingering all season? He's not going to be 100% healthy because of this, or you're going to get him at 80% for the year or 90%. At the end of the day, the most important thing, if he has to sit on a back-to-back every now and then, that's fine. The most important thing is that he's ready to go come playoff time. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see how many minutes he plays. Will that be managed at the beginning? Will he sit on the first or second and back-to-back? So these things they're going to do to try and preserve his long-term health. I think all these things are things that we're going to see, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But yeah, obviously super exciting that LeBron could potentially come back tonight. And if he doesn't, he should hopefully come back next game. So that's great news for the Lakers. Great news for everyone. We're all going to be very happy to see LeBron back. And obviously, I've said it before, this team will go as far as LeBron and Luka take them, and Reeves now to an extent. So we'll see. But yeah, just happy to have LeBron back. All right, so this is kind of what I was talking about next time. How is JJ going to handle LeBron's health? Is it going to be okay, and this is exactly what I was talking about. Should he sit? This is just a question out there. Should he be sitting on the second night of back-to-backs? I would say probably for the most part, yes, he should. I hate load management. I hate that word. I hate that term. But I think for LeBron, it makes more sense than anyone. He's doing things that have never been seen in the NBA at his age, and that's incredible. But also, he is still that age. So even though he's LeBron James, you still have to protect him. Like if that means sitting him on second night of back to back, so he's more prepared for the playoffs, then you do that. If that means you know making limiting his minutes at the beginning, then you do that. I think maybe there will be a limits minute in the beginning, and then I think we'll see it ramp up as the weeks go along. But I do think sitting LeBron, whether it be the first or second of a back-to-back, depending on the opponent, is something that they should definitely consider doing. I know it's LeBron. He's going to hate that. He's not going to be happy about that. I get it. But, for example, if they play the Thunder night one, you play him versus the Thunder, and then they're playing, say, the Hornets on the second night of a back-to-back, you can sit him versus the Hornets. I think it's going to be, and I'm not saying I don't think they have like the Thunder and the Hornets back to back at any point. Maybe they do. I haven't looked super into the schedule later into the season. But I think it's going to have to be smart about how you're going to handle that, how you're going to utilize him, because at the end of the day, it's okay if LeBron misses those nights. It's okay if he sits a little bit more. You need him to be 100% healthy come playoff time, because that is going to be your best chance to contend for a title. Again, I still think they need another piece. That won't happen for it's November 18th, probably at least 2+ months until we get closer to the trade deadline. So for now, you have to go under the assumption that they're not going to add anyone else, which I think they will for sure. But under that assumption, you need to make sure LeBron is as healthy as humanly possible. That he's just ready to go from a health standpoint. The fact that you're not overworking him, you're not going to do anything to kind of aggravate or do anything to bring back that specific injury. These are all things that they're going to have to be incredibly, incredibly careful of and aware of. And I think, obviously, I'm not saying Luka and the Reeves are going to get hurt again, but you never know what could happen. So, if one of them gets hurt, you need LeBron to be fresh. So I think it's important to do everything you can to monitor his health, everything you can to make sure he's fresh as possible, whether it's sitting him in the back-to-back, limiting his minutes, maybe staggering his minutes to a point. All those things I think will need to be taken into consideration, and I do think it's going to be very interesting to see how JJ Redick specifically handles that moving forward with LeBron. So that'll be fun, but still crazy that LeBron's coming back. I didn't really anticipate that. That wasn't something I was expecting. So yeah, obviously super excited about that possibility. All right, let's talk about Luka. Now, we saw Luka and LeBron together, and they looked very good together. Obviously, it was a little jumbled at the beginning because the trade was so crazy, and no one expected it to happen. And then they kind of got thrown to the fire, and then Luka was hurt a little bit, and Reeves was hurt, and LeBron. It was a little jumbled last year. They didn't really have a chance to, I think, see what they were fully capable of together. So it's going to be very, very fun and exciting to see them together now. Now, here's how are they going to look together. I think a lot of what we saw last season, but also a little bit more integrated, specifically because of how good Austin Reeves has become. So he's going to play off ball. I think they'll take turns bringing the ball up, take turns ball handling. Luka will still be the primary ball handler for sure. But the other guys, LeBron and Reeves, they're going to be definitely getting that. They're going to be moving the ball around. Reeves will play a lot off ball. I think we will also see Luka play a good amount off ball this year because of how good Austin Reeves has become. Obviously, there's going to be times LeBron brings it up, but there's also going to be times where Reeves brings it up, and Luka is going to be playing more off ball, and LeBron's going to be playing more off ball. It's going to be more positionless. There's not a definitive point guard, Luka's the definitive point guard, but you have almost like two secondary, tertiary point guards in LeBron and Austin Reeves, where they can do those things. Obviously, they're incredibly talented players. So I'm really excited to see what it's going to look like now. Obviously, it might be slow to start, but it's only November. They're going to have the rest of the season to get going, and it's just going to be super exciting that we're going to get to see two of the best players, one arguably the greatest player of all time, and Luka together now with almost a full season. I mean, not obviously a full season. He's going to miss maybe 15% of it, but probably a quarter with all the additional sittings that we'll eventually see. But it's going to be very excited to see them together and Reeves to an extent. But now we're going to very close to seeing this Lakers team at full capacity. All right, let's finish it off with I missed this last game with the Bucks game. Adou Thiero, he had his NBA debut. He played about, I just want to double check these numbers. Played about 5 minutes. He had, I can't find it. He played 5 minutes. He had a bucket. He had a couple free throws. He looked good out there. No signs of like visible injury. He looked like he was hustling. He was running out there. It was exciting to see. Again, I'm not expecting him to breach the rotation just yet. He's gonna have to slowly work his way into it. But you saw some things that you really like. You saw some things that you saw on the tape, the draft tape, that made you really excited about him. And yeah, I'm just excited to see more from him moving forward. I think they'll definitely probably put him in South Bay a little bit to let him work on his game also. But for now, he's with the big league team, and yeah, we'll see what he can do.